Good morning, YouTube family. Martinez Country Home here. It's Monday, April the 12th, 2021. It was a pretty quiet weekend here in my city. Wanted to talk about a video that I saw and how I kind of, when I was looking at it, watching it, it kind of made me think about what we're going through here. So the video that I saw this weekend was it was something like how the rich of Kinshasa, Zaire live. Zaire actually is now called the Republic of Congo or something like that. Um, so they're talking about they had about maybe like 4 or 5 people that live there, and they're pretty rich. There was like a singer, sort of like I guess he's very popular in Africa. He's a multimillionaire. They were talking to. They interviewed a young couple that are in the who are in the financial whatever you want to call it, the financial how do you say, they're in finances, whatever you want to call that. They're in that field. They talked to an ex-politician who runs a mine there. The stuff that they mine there is used to make cell phones. So there was various people that they talked to, and they spoke to a woman that's a entrepreneur, female, whose business is taxi cabs, and she tries to improve women there. Her drivers are women, and most of her staff are women. Whatever. So while I was watching it, they're talking about how the Congo is pretty much, it's very rich in resources, um, has a lot of natural resources that make it a wealthy nation, but it's basically they basically steal the resources, not just foreigners, but the people within the people that run the important infrastructure there basically loot the nation. The border guards let their resources through. It gets stolen from by foreigners. So they lose the nation loses billions of dollars. So the point of my video, guys, is that while I was watching this video, I noticed that they're talking about how their GDP is very low. The standard of living is very low for most of the nation. You have a very small handful of individuals that are multimillionaires or wealthy, and it's and it's funny because the neighborhoods of these rich people are pretty much like right there, um, right next to very, very poor people. So the streets of at least the capital, Kinshasa, um, very bad roads. What they were showing, excuse me, what they were showing. So while I'm watching this video, there's still people that are doing business there. There you have street vendors. You can see the shops in the background, selling whatever they sell. You still have um, people are still living, guys. You see people trading, buying bread, fruits. You have people in the streets with vegetable stands, fruit stands. Some are selling grains. I saw they even sell. There's people there selling maggots and grubs, stuff like that. It's crazy. Uh, but it made me realize that that nation is basically living. It's a third world nation, guys, and it has a very low standard of living as compared to the Western nations, as compared to most nations that are developed and are modernized, stuff like that. And it got me to thinking that you know right now in America. A lot of people are, when you try to tell them about the dangers that are ahead, or the shit hits a fan, stuff like that, they're like, well, when is it gonna happen? They're, sometimes it's almost like, you're crying wolf. It's for those of us that are awake, for those of us that are prepared for things that we're seeing, that are right in front of us. For others, it's not so obvious, because not everybody can read between the lines or connect dots, stuff like that. And we might not be 100% right on the money, but the general idea is that our world is falling apart, our nations are falling apart. And for a lot of people, the shit hits a fan. That situation is already happening. They're living through it. There's a guy, there's a content creator on YouTube named Jeremiah Babe, who does these videos out there from Los Angeles, from the surrounding little suburbs or whatever, the cities. And there's people, I mean, lining the streets with tents and makeshift structures. um, so, and this isn't just there. There, a lot of the inner cities, you see large groups of homeless people, and you know, there's people that have jobs. There's people that are working. There's people that are pretty much, um, they're pretty much living the same life that they were a year ago when the health crisis started. Uh, and this is not so much about the health crisis itself. Okay, um, it's about the after effects, the aftershocks of what happened when all this went down. Um, a lot of people are thinking that, well, when is it gonna happen? When is the collapse gonna happen? When are we gonna have? They have this picture in their mind, as I do sometimes. I'll be the first to to raise my hand and say guilty, that as I've seen these things happen throughout the year. I've seen how there's a strong possibility that we will be going through, and actually this is probably the way it's going to happen. um, we're not going to see so much like in the movies, where there's a apocalyptic environment, everything, the city's burning, um, a wasteland, you know nothing grows, fire, fires everywhere, riots. um, when you look around and you see, uh, on the media, on the news media, you do see some cities that are going through chaos, right? But yesterday I took my family, me and my wife and my daughter went out to a place called Traders Village. It's a big old open air flea market, and I mean, I'd never seen it so packed before, which was made me happy to see everybody out and about. There were some people wearing masks. Most people were not wearing masks. Let's say half and half. It didn't matter to me. Honestly, guys, I don't even notice a mask anymore. I don't wear one. Um, if you're wearing one, of course, there's times when I see people driving with masks or whatever, that kind of freaks me out a little bit. But it was good to see everybody out and about. Um, it was packed. There's another flea market that, when we're driving down that direction, there's another open air flea market right off the highway, and that one was packed also. It was a beautiful day. So what I'm getting at, guys, is that even though we already are going through the collapse, right? We're going through the collapse. Um, I don't see a lot of difference, at least in my situation, as far as obvious differences, right? But we are going through a collapse. I think even when now, I think that'll change. The normalcy will change if our currency would have dropped to zero, and the cash that we have in our hand was all of a sudden no good, and the bank shut down. Then you might see some obvious some obvious change. But even in Venezuela, where their money is no good and their currency is no good, if you go watch videos from there, uh, people are still walking around working. There's still people now, there's struggles, there's little struggles that you don't see. um, and I guess the point of my video, guys, is that just because things look normal, there's, you see people like me. I see people going about their business, eating at restaurants, putting gas, going shopping, whatever. um, we're sitting. The reason we can do all that is because our government and the Federal Reserve, the central bank, are able to print money. They're basically, it's like, imagine, I mean, well, what they're doing is they're basically just printing money out of thin air. um, we're broke and heavily in debt. Not us, the government is, the nation, the government. um, they're heavily in debt, and they're basically just printing money and giving it to their cronies, right? That's the way it goes. That's the way it's working. But you know, we are at the edge of where things can possibly head down and break down fast. But because we have money, we're able to create our own money. At least the central bank does. We're not seeing those effects. Okay. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to. It's like a reminder that just because everything looks normal, everything's going good, and it looks like everything's going great. Remember that all of this is built on basically our financial system here. The economy is based on nothing. It's based on, honestly, guys, it's based on nothing. So you just never know. I just want to give you all a heads up. don't don't fall asleep. Don't get don't get accustomed. Don't think that everything is great, or don't think that there's no trouble. Okay. um right now, from what I hear, this is as good as it's gonna get. So I'm preparing. I just keep preparing, guys. Don't stop. Okay. You don't want to be that person, or and realizing that the system has broken down, and you don't have anything prepared, stocked up in your home, or you're not ready. Okay. That's all I'm trying to say, because it's going to be a mental thing as well. It's A lot of people are not going to be able to take it. A lot of people are going to be scared, and they're going to panic. And I don't want that for y'all. I don't want that for my family, and I don't want that for anybody. So anyway, guys, y'all have a great day. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be hot from what I hear. So y'all stay cool out there, stay hydrated, and just live life, guys, and prepare. That's what we got to do. Anyway, guys, y'all have a blessed day. Y'all take care of each other and love each other out there, because that's what we're here for. God bless.